at the entrance and exits of these roads. For heaven's sake, do it, because you're not going to stop the idiots from using it unless you direct them someplace that they have to use that's designed to carry the weight that they're traversing the roads with, that are breaking up the roads. I don't understand. I mean, I travel a lot and I see civilization. And it's like in Guyana, we are back in time. We keep going back in time for the nonsense that we allow to happen here. I can't believe it. I haven't been here for 2 sessions, and there was one opening right in front of the studio, which is still there, from the same idiots that are using the road. Now there are 3 openings. 3 huge openings where the wheels of the road, of the truck, the huge trucks, because of the weight that they're carrying, are penetrating the surface and destroying it. And no one is doing anything about it. You know? I don't really understand what is happening here. I mean, it is a health program we're talking about, but I can imagine the stress that the persons who use these roads have to go through on a daily basis when they have to ride or drive or walk, especially in the rain, with the huge puddles of mud and water that the idiots have created because of their lack of concern for those who come behind them. All because they have a vehicle that can get on the road and go through the holes and you know, they just want to get where they have to go and dump the stuff and keep doing it back and forth. The authorities need to do something about that. There should be a road that is designed. There should be a road that is designed, or roads that are designed to facilitate heavy loaded vehicles, and they should be made to pay a toll to go on those roads because they're costing the government and they're inconveniencing the people. Who knows when this road is going to get repaired? And they're not of the smarts enough to say, okay, I'm breaking it up, let me just help to fix it back. They don't care. Until we can find people to put in place that understands what needs to happen to this place, it is going to be stressful until we're dead. I get more and more frustrated every day, and I'm beginning to feel that it's time to leave. Seriously. Because I can imagine, you know, I mean, I love my country, but I hate what is happening to it. And I'm at the point where I feel like I'm ready to just sell everything out and go someplace where there's civilization that's enforced properly, and I come back here and work, and then I go back there and live. I just feel that way. I just feel that way. I felt that way I felt it coming on gradually, and I'm at the point now where I just want to do it. Because I ain't able with the nonsense. Can't take it no more. Can't take it. I ain't ready to die, but I still want to live on someplace where it's decent and orderly, that I can enjoy life, I can serve the people whoever they are, and come back here and do what I got to do here and go back there. Because this, I can't deal with this no more, man. This is really, it's really frustrating and disgusting to see the beautiful Guyana being deteriorated. You know what? I'm going to say this. If Forbes Burnham was alive today, in this country, as bad as some people think he was, a lot of the nonsense going on today would never happen. I say it openly. It would have never been allowed to happen. You know? Everyone else that come after him, including what we got today, just really don't care about the people, in my opinion. Because you're not looking after the things that affect the people. You're not. Maybe you're doing some things in places, but the masses are not benefiting from it. They're not benefiting from it. You know, we got to get refocused and look at the little things that bother people every day and fix those little things. Because the masses have to deal with it. It's really disgusting, man. I am just frustrated and fed up. And I don't want to get myself stressed out because there's nothing I can do about it. But just talk about it. You know? Every time you fix something, something else, somebody breaks something else. Until you enforce the rules Put some tolls in place. Put some barriers so that a certain vehicle by a certain size can't pass. Or put some toll down there. Put something there so that only vehicles that are designed to go there can pass there. You know? Make it the height of a minibus or a pickup truck so that the pickup truck, minibus, car, motorcycle can pass there. And then big trucks, you design a roadway so they can use that to get where they have to go. If they can't use that, then they're going to put it in smaller vehicles that can get it there. I don't know where the rocket science need to come from to see what needs to happen here, but it's really mind-boggling to see that. What pleases the small man, what makes them happy, what makes them feel comfortable is not being addressed. Sad. It's really sad. So today I want to show you something. I don't know if that's the one that my operator has queued up, but I want to show you something. I was just in a country not far away from here where I experienced something that was very interesting. I talk about it. And Guyanese live here and go different places and comply. You know, if these same operators were here, going places, live here and go to places and do the same work, they'll comply with the rules established there. You know? So my operator, let me see if it's the right one you have. It's just a short one that has to do with something, and I want you to tell me, if this is the one, where you think this is happening. So if you have it, operator, please show it.
Pat, once again, scientists are discovering the health
That's not the
benefits
one.
of Bible practices. We've already told you doctors say forgiveness, resting, and letting go of worry are good for your body.
It's the one
Now
with the
you can
beach.
add fasting to the list. Lori Johnson explains.
I send you a whole
It
lot. Come and
appears
see them. A whole lot.
fasting dramatically strengthens our immune system. Researchers at the University of Southern California studied
Dominique, must he
humans
dump
and
them?
mice who went without food for 2 to 4 days at a time for 6 months. The fasting triggered their bodies to get rid of old, inefficient cells and regenerate new, healthy ones.
This means fasting could be a key to aging well, because as we get older, our immune system weakens, making us more vulnerable to disease. Fasting could prove especially beneficial to people going through chemotherapy or who suffer from autoimmune disorders.
Fasting reduces the enzyme PKA,
Oh, we can't do
clearing
today.
the way for stem cells to
Let me know when you
renew,
finish it.
and lowers
Right?
levels of the IGF-1 growth hormone, which is linked to cancer. One of the study authors compared it to lightening a plane of excess baggage, saying when you starve, the system tries to save energy, and one of the things it can do to save energy is to recycle a lot of the immune cells that are not needed, especially those that may be damaged. So what's good for our spiritual health also appears to be good for our physical health. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
And Pat, once again, the Bible has the answer.
It's got the answer. Our good friend Chauncey Crandall has come out. He's a noted cardiologist, and he's been advocating fasting. A couple of days fasting makes a huge difference. A huge difference.
Amen. Easier said than done, but it's
Yeah, it is
it's
easier
wonderful
said.
when you can actually
Yeah,
do it.
that's
You
right.
feel so good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That wasn't the one, but that was an interesting one too, to talk about fasting. That wasn't the one. The one is going to come up, right? But that is one of the pieces of information which I also wanted to share regarding the importance of fasting and what fasting can do for you. I mean, that made world news, you know. We talk about fasting here all the time. I talk about the importance of how of what fasting can do to change what is happening to you. You know, fasting can change your life. And this morning I was speaking with a gentleman, nice guy, you know, in his 80s, I think he's 80 something. We were talking about his habit of smoking, you know. He's been smoking for 60 years, 61 years. And I did a, he's one of the persons who was lined up, who's lined up to go into the quit smoking program, which we're gonna have when the doctor gets here. She's coming. Like I said, we had a little setback because You know, we had to get an in-transit visa for her, and because she's coming from so far, it has to go to London, then the passport has to go to London, and has to go back, then she has to go back and get her again, a visa again. So it's going to take a little bit of time. She'll be here probably late this month, but she's coming, right? But we were talking about the non-smoking program, quit smoking program, and I was doing some calculations for him, because he smoked for over 60 years, he said, right? 61 years. So we were calculating, and I cut everything in half, how many packs of cigarettes, how much the cigarette cost, I cut that in half. And we were calculating how much money he would have saved had he put that money in a box. We ain't talking about in the bank with the interest and all that, just in a box. And today he would have had $1.8 million. You know, 1.8 million. That is money he would have had if he had saved every half of the money he spent on cigarettes for 60 years. Imagine that, right? Depending on how much he smoked per day. Okay, we even cut that in half, right? So all of you who smoke out there, you calculate the cost of your cigarettes. And I know I'm speaking to an audience that hopefully doesn't smoke, but some do, because we meet everyone, wherever they are. But you calculate the cost of a pack of cigarettes today, and calculate per month how much it costs you to feed a habit that destroys you. You know? And we were talking about what will give the person the feeling to quit smoking, right? And I put quit smoking in the same bracket as quit drinking or quit using drugs, you know, whatever, okay? And I said to him, everything that happens to us happens from signals that are sent through the central nervous system to the brain. And the brain, like the computer, directs the activity. If it's the taste or the, you know, whatever it is, the desire, as you want to call it that. When the brain sends a signal, then the response is actually going to happen, right? So my point to him was, and my point to you is, it is critical, not only in quitting to smoke or quitting smoking, it's critical in your healing process. It's critical in your dietary changes. It's critical in your bad habits to engage the brain so that the brain can send a signal through the central nervous system to the parts that has to correct whatever it is that is they're trying to achieve. In this instance with the cigarette, if the brain sends a signal to the central nervous system that I'm going to quit, I don't want this cigarette anymore, I don't want the desire to come back, my lungs are tired, my brain is tired, my kidney is tired, you know, my arteries are tired of the coagulation from the nicotine, and I just want to quit, and I don't care what you do, I don't want another cigarette. If you make that decision, and the brain receives it, and it's transmitted to your central nervous system, you know what's going to happen? The desire for the cigarette is going to leave you. It's a decision. Quitting is a decision that you've got to make, and you've got to find a mechanism or a reason to sustain it. You shouldn't have to wonder what reasons are to quit smoking, what reasons you need to have. You know, there's so many reasons. The people around you, your organs, the smell of your breath, the clothing that you wear, you know, the arteries that you're destroying in your head, in your brain, in your eyes, from the nicotine that coagulates those arteries and vessels. You know, the heart disease. You should not have to have another reason to want to quit, besides the fact that you can also save a lot of money. In his case, 1.8 million, and that's cutting everything in half. You know, it would have been 3.6, but I cut it in half. So it's 1.8. You know, listen. If you want to live, and you have those habits that are destined to shorten your life, if you want to extend your life, don't depend on the doctor to do it. Don't depend on the nurses to do it. Don't depend on the psychologists to do it. You know, you do it. You make that decision and keep it. You know, and every time you delay in making those decisions, my friends, the morticians are smiling. They say, okay, another one will come soon. Yes, because they know it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Yeah, there are people who smoke and they live until they die in their 90s and whatever. Yeah, but you may not be as fortunate. That's 1 out of a million maybe, or 1 of a few thousands. You know? And when it comes to alcohol, if you drink and smoke, then you're burning it at both ends. That's even worse. It's even worse. You know? Anyway, I don't know if my operator has the other DVD queued up yet, but this one I really want you to see because it struck a note when I saw it. Okay? Okay, it's not ready yet. When they're ready, they're going to let me know, right? And then I'll show it to you. You got to see this. You got to see it. It's very important. Anyhow, I know you were, you know, not live for a little bit, a couple of weeks, and the reason why it happens this way, I got to tell you, is because there are people in many parts, other parts of the world, outside of Guyana, who request my services, and they even pay for me to go wherever I go, most of the times, to take care of people who need help from the services I provide. That's it. So when you see us close and I'm not there, it's not because I just want a vacation. It's not a vacation. It's because there are people in other places, and we have a whole lot of them, who continue to use our services because they got better and they know others who are sick that they want to help them to experience the same changes. And I'm not saying, like I was saying to someone today, I'm not an expert or I'm not perfect. You know, I can't contribute to the sustenance and the saving of everybody's life. But those people who follow the rules of good health or good healthy lifestyles, once you find what is causing your problem, once we help you to do that, I urge you to follow the rules, because you're paying to learn what is wrong with you. Follow the rules. You can't go wrong. You know, like I said, we can't help everybody, and everybody's not going to follow the rules. Some of you are going to exit anyhow, because you came late. The cells have been completely destroyed for the most part, and we try very hard. You know, I don't really give up until somebody stops breathing. Even then, sometimes you can bring them back, but I say you keep trying until you can't do it anymore, because you don't know. You never know. Miracles happen all the time. But I can tell you that it's tested and proven in the world that the system we use, and there are many persons who say, oh, they got like that. No, there's no other one yet. There's only one. And if there's another one, I challenge you to bring it and let me see, and I'll say, okay, no problem. I'll change what I'm saying. The system is guaranteed, in this country I'm talking about, right? Guaranteed to be accurate in its diagnosis. But I can tell you, we have numbers of people, not only here, in many parts, who can attest to the fact that because they learned really what was wrong with them, and they follow the rules that were presented to them, and they did it, they're good. Okay? We continue to find in persons, many persons, sound like Donald T. Chemicals, metals, and toxins laden in the bodies, loaded, mercury, lead, robotoxin, aflatoxin, you know, DDT, you know, cadmium. I don't know how Guyanese living here, not going anywhere to pick up those chemicals, are finding themselves toxic like that. What in the world are they doing? What in the world is happening that's causing our citizens to be so laden with toxins like that? Mercury, high levels. Lead, high levels. Cadmium, high levels. You don't believe me? I can show you. And don't blame the GGMC, because many of you are not exposed to GGMC. You know? You're digging your graves with your own teeth and you're eating yourselves in your graves. That's what's happening. You're eating anything. You're eating all sorts of things. You're like cannibals. You gotta have the flesh. And the flesh is laden with mercury from the sea and the gutters and the toxins from the rivers that the stuff is dumped in and the trenches. And you catch the fish and you eat it and you don't know what's inside. You know? So you got to start thinking, where am I getting these chemicals from? I'm not exposed to these chemicals any other way except from what I eat and what I drink. I'm saying to you, it's time you listen, because I'm not just talking from words that I think up. I'm talking from the visual experience that I'm seeing in people on a daily basis. Anyway, my operator says that we got 2 queued up that I want you to see. So after we show them, I'll talk about them, and then we take a few calls today, right? So you stay tuned and keep looking.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, those were 2 quick. Well, we got another one here. Let me see. All right. The one I just showed is the first one. When you call me, I want you to tell me where that is. And if you see that happening in Guyana, I want to know where it's happening, because we don't do that. You know, we go to the beach or we go to the seawall and we eat, and very few of us will take the garbage or the trash that we would have created to the dump, to the bin. Bins are there. Bins are there. But we are so dirty in our minds. We're so backward in our thinking. We're so used to dropping the garbage and eating out of the garbage can, some of us. I say that because, you know, you don't literally go to the garbage can. But you create conditions that make us look in this country as though we don't really have laws and we don't have any decency about us. When you call, and we can start taking the calls, tell me, where did we, my phone isn't working, Tell me where did that happen? Okay, phone working now. Got it, I think. Good. Where did that happen? And if it happens here in Guyana, right? When I saw that, I had to take a picture of it because it was an unusual sight that I don't really see in Guyana. You know, very seldom do I see people create mess and clean up like that. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Ian.
My brother, good evening. How you doing?
Not bad, Doc. My wife got a problem, man.
You watched the video just now?
Huh? Pardon me?
Did you see the video just now that was shown?
Yeah, I was looking at it. That's why I called you, right?
All right, listen. Where do you think that person was dumping the trash in the bin at?
I think there's outside world out here.
It was. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, my wife got a problem, man. Here, she got a string. She had string in her, right, when she bent down. Right? Not at all time, but most of the time.
Okay.
And I don't know whether if she could come into you or you got to examine her or what the case may be.
Well, if she's getting dizziness, it could be something that's called vertigo.
Vertigo?
Yeah, it's called vertigo.
Yeah.
And it just means that we need to find out really
Uh-huh.
what is causing her to have the vertigo.
Uh-huh.
If it's her pressure, blood count.
Exactly what did happen. She fall in the home, right? And she hit her head, right? And after she get the fall and she hit her head, since then this thing really started to bother her.
Did she go and have an examination done to see?
Yeah, already did that already at Woodlands Hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she do a lot of various tests, right? And
Nothing was found.
nothing was found.
Well, you know what I always say, okay? If you have an abnormality or something that is not that's happening to you that is not happening normally to you, you can't tell me that nothing is wrong.
Well, that's what the doctor they told her.
No, it can't be nothing is wrong.
Well, I know the fact something got to be wrong because if this head continues swinging or something got to be wrong.
Yes, exactly. So we need to find out, okay? And I don't want to suggest, because she's done all of that, I don't want to suggest that you take anything, but if you check her blood pressure, blood count and blood sugar and it's all normal,
Well,
then
the blood sugar normal, the blood pressure sometime you read a little over the normal, right? Sometimes you read a little over the normal. So they add some pressure tablets. What's the name of the tablet? Rampel 5 or something like that.
okay, Rampil. What about her blood count?
Well, the blood count read 12.8.
Okay, that's fair. All right, there's only one other factor that you know I would look at without saying bring her along so we could take a look and see, which is probably what you're going to end up having to do anyway. If she has a condition of the liver, you know, sometimes you say, oh, you must be bilious. You heard that term, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there might be some toxicity at the liver that we need to remove.
Okay.
Might be that. But if this thing happened after the occurrence of the fall, then it may be something else,
Okay.
right? But what you could do, maybe in the meantime, is to try to do a little detoxing, removal of some toxic matter out of the system,
Okay.
and let's see if that resolves it. If not, then you make an appointment and you bring her and let's find it. Because you know what, vertigo or dizziness can become something that can cause you to have a serious problem.
Okay.
You don't want to be dizzy when you're on the road because you can fall, you can walk into traffic, you can, you know, all sorts of things can happen. So,
Because that is that reason makes you don't want to go nowhere without someone.
right, you don't feel comfortable being alone. Anyway, when you try detoxifying, and I don't want to tell you to go get some bilious wash or something like that, but you can use maybe, you know, get some senna, simple senna, maybe 5 or 6 leaves of senna, and you can just extract it, you know, boil it for about 10 minutes in maybe half a pint of water, and drink that, you know, maybe 2 days, over 2 days, and or 3 days, and let's see if it helps. Okay? If it doesn't help her, then you can make an appointment and bring her. Let us do a screening on her, and I guarantee you that we will find what is wrong with her.
Okay, Doc.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, my brother. Thanks for calling, okay?
All right, thanks.
Good. All right. Yeah, that is that's a situation that you know, it's sad that you know, we can say to persons nothing is wrong when there's a condition that exists. You can't tell me that nothing is wrong if the engine light is on. You know, if the engine light on, something wrong. You just didn't find what is wrong. Say you didn't find what's wrong, but don't say nothing wrong. Right? The other video, the other one, the other DVD, you would have seen it, and I hope that you know, that you learn from that, and you know, it helps when you apply. You know, when you apply it. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm blessed too.
Yeah, I'm having this problem that when I stand up for a certain time, my O1 side is getting numb, and then if I keep on standing up, my butt side begin to pain.
When you stand up, your one side gets numb.
Yeah, the one left side of me, from my buttock go down to the foot, and
Oh.
then begin to start pain like.
So it doesn't happen when you lay down.
Pardon me?
It doesn't happen when you lay down. When you lie down.
No, it don't happen when I lie down.
No, when you sit down.
When I sit down, just below the back is pain.
Okay. It is very possible that you may have what we call intervertebral osteochondrosis, which means that in your back, you may have discs in your back that are too close to one another.
Oh,
Okay? And is affecting your sciatic nerve.
yeah.
Right? That is off the top of my head. I can think that maybe then, you know, we say poor circulation, yes, but why only one leg?
Yeah, oh,
You understand?
yeah.
If it's poor circulation, it wouldn't be just on the one side.
Is there anything I could, like,
Okay, thank you. You're just giving me some information. Yeah. If it was poor circulation,
yeah,
then it wouldn't just be the one side. Okay?
yeah.
So we need to investigate that to see if it's the one I mentioned to you earlier or if it's something else. But it has to be something.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
Numbness don't just happen.
That's true.
Either something is blocking the signal or blocking the blood flow.
Okay.
All right? And we need to find out what that is.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
How old are you?
29.
You're so young. Oh, you have that problem. Did you have a fall or something? Did you?
Somebody says it's got to be with my eyes.
Your eyes?
I'm very tall.
Your height?
Height, yeah.
No, man. If it was a height, why only one side?
What's one side?
You know, I mean, we have to logically think, okay?
Yeah.
If it has to do with the structural part of you in your upper part, then why it only affects one side?
I used to trouble in previous time when I couldn't bend properly, and they say it was the bone or something like that. I went through therapy and all.
I'm saying to you that even though they went down that route,
Yeah.
it has to do with your spine.
Oh, okay.
And that incident that you mentioned to me there had to do with your spine,
Fine. Okay.
right? So we need to do an investigation to see if there is the wearing that occurred there. And you're telling me something that may have alluded to the fact that you have some wearing of the bones.
I don't wait much.
You don't have to weigh much to have wearing of the bones.
Oh,
It doesn't have to be a weight thing. It could be a deficiency thing. Okay?
yeah.
So we need to investigate to see. And then, you know, it can be corrected. You're still young.
Okay.
Okay, but how tall are you?
I'm like, I think you say 172. I am.
172?
Yeah, and my weight is 120.
Okay. All right. Well, the average person doesn't know what 172 means. How tall in inches and foot? 5 feet 11, 6 feet 1, or you don't know yourself?
I don't know myself.
Learn that,
Yeah.
right? Normally when you ask somebody, how tall are you? They say 5 feet 5 inches or 6 foot 1.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want centimeters, they don't want that centimeter, millimeter thing. We want to know how many inches and how many foot.
Okay, okay.
So you stand up against the rule
Yeah.
and see that way you could speak on the average to the person. You know, it's 5 feet something, but you know, you're not as tall. You're not taller than the average person.
Yeah.
The average woman is shorter, but you're not tall as the person who will have a problem that creates that structural damage. Okay?
Yeah.
It means that we have a problem, some deficiency of some sort.
Yeah.
Okay?
Where are you located?
And Kitty, just take the number. They're gonna put the number up there in a little bit.
Okay.
The number, the office number right there. You call that number after 8,
Yeah.
and they'll give you all the information you need. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. I know we do the centimeter, millimeter thing and so, but yeah, you know, we normally used to dealing with inches and foot. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, and how are you?
What's that?
Turn on your volume a little bit more.
Hello?
Hi, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Doc, I'm calling to find out something. I'm having a granddaughter, and on her stomach, like over this breast come up to her neck and her face. She getting some boils coming out, and the boils them have information in it.
How old is she?
20,
Mm-hmm.
and she went to Balwanting Hospital, she went to Woodlands Hospital, plus she went to the pharmacy. They do blood tests and so on, and they ain't seeing nothing. They only give her cream and give her some tablets.
Now that's normally, you know, I'm used to hearing that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that a condition exists and nothing is wrong. That's far from the truth. If you have a condition like that, you know, it's either her dietary lifestyle is bad, too much starches, sugars, and fats,
Okay.
or she has some hormonal problems, including the dietary problem.
Okay.
Because she's not the only young person who is growing up. You know, me say, oh, it's a teenage thing or whatever, they blame it on. But, you know, I've seen many teenagers who don't have a single ball in their face, many persons in the 20s who never had that problem. So obviously, it's a problem with the diet and or also the hormones.
Okay, Doc.
We need to investigate, okay? But in the meantime,
Yes.
if she consumes a lot of sweet, let her stop it.
Okay.
If she consumes a lot of fat
Uh-huh.
and starches,
Yes.
let her stop it. All them sweet drinks and all them things, cut it out for a while. Okay? All them drinks that are made with all the sugar, stop it for a while.
Yeah, my doc is going and coming. It's about 3 months now she have it, and no
It's
relief.
going and coming because she hasn't changed what causes it to happen.
Okay, well, doctor, we never know what causing it.
I'm,
It's now
I'm telling you now what I'm
we
suggesting.
want to prevent her from.
I'm telling you now what is possible that can be contributing to that. You probably never heard this before, but I'm suggesting to you what contributes to it. Okay?
Okay, doc.
For the next 3 months,
Yeah.
change her diet.
Okay.
No more sugary stuff, no more sodas, no more fatty things, you know, all them things. Full of starch, anything that's loaded with starches, fats, and sugars, tremendously reduce them.
Okay, doc.
Purge the system with water, maybe use a little bit of you know, lemon in the water to bring the body into alkalinity.
Yeah.
And she can get the sweet she needs from fruits and, you know, things like that. She still needs the sweet, but not the kind of sweet, not the artificial type.
Okay, yeah.
Let her try that, and I'm guarantee you that you will call me back and say, Doc, you know what? She's better.
Okay, so she could use the fruits, doc.
Of course.
Okay.
But not the acid ones, not the sour ones, not the limes and the passion fruit, you know, the sour things, right?
Okay, doc.
Not the green mango and all them things, okay? Mangoes, yes, but the ones that are full and ripe, okay? You know, lemon with water, fine, right? Pineapple, bananas, pawpaw, water, a lot of water.
Okay, doc.
Coconut water, things like that, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot, doc.
You're welcome. Bye. I am tired hearing that people have problems and they're being told that there's nothing wrong with them. What's wrong with me? How come we could have people falling down and be dying and you see nothing wrong with you? Balls all over your face, inflammation inside you, and you see nothing wrong with you. Come on, man. Where y'all going to school? Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Hayes.
Good evening. How you doing?
Good.
Where you calling from?
From Melanie.
Melanie.
Yeah.
Okay. I nearly live in Melanie.
Okay.
I nearly lived there. I bought some land there and then the flood came and I didn't mean wrong with it. But Melanie's a nice place. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, Dr. Hayes.
What's troubling you?
That means my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter? How old is your granddaughter?
22.
22?
Yeah, Dr. Hayes.
What happened to her?
She went to stand up, her foot, both feet shake. Literally, which would shake.
She's heavy?
Not so.
She's heavy in size?
Not so much. Now she's 12.
Okay. How tall is she?
She's short.
She's short.
About, yes, she must be about 4.
4 feet something?
Yes, Dr.
And how big is her body size? How much she weigh?
I will can't average
You
that.
can't average that. But she fat.
Yeah, she's recovered.
She covered. She covered well.
The was covered well.
When she sit down, what happens?
It don't shake so.
When she lie down, what happens?
Don't shake.
So if she stand up and it shake, what do you think happens?
When she stand up to the sink to wash, when she stand up any other way.
I'm asking you,
Yeah.
if she sit down and nothing will happen,
No,
and she
no.
lie down and nothing will happen, when she stand up and something happen, what do you think happening?
That's the way it is.
Huh?
That's the way it is.
Of course it's a factor. The knees are not taking her body weight. That's number one possibility, right? Number two, we may have some bone issues. Her bones might be too soft because of lack of minerals. So the bones are not strong enough and they're crying out, because they can't take her weight. Right? And I'm not telling you to go and drink milk now. Because if you give her milk, she can get more fat. Okay? You've got to find the foods with the minerals inside. Cut out all the things that are fatty and starchy as much as you can. Use more peas and beans and steamed greens and vegetables, nuts and grains, things like that. And then she may need a supplement to help to bring her balance up to par. Right? A mineral supplement. She may need that to help to build the bones back. But she's young, right? And it can happen. And she can lose, if you change her diet, she's going to lose some weight. And it needs to happen. Okay, if you're going out and you love her, who cooks for her?
Well, after this, I cook her, but when she's at her mom, the mom usually cook for her.
And her mom is who to you?
My daughter.
Okay then. So you pull your daughter in and say, look, I talked to Dr. Haynes and here's what he suggests.
Yes.
Let's try it for a couple of months and see what happens.
Okay.
If it don't work, then you can make an appointment and bring her and let us screen her and see really what is happening to her. Because if other parts were shaking, then I would suggest other things. If it was shaking when she sit down, lie down and so, I'd suggest other things. But because it happened when she stands up, it means that it's not some of the other things.
Yes, okay.
Okay?
Okay, Dr.
Enjoy Melanie.
Okay.
It's a nice place. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, I liked Melanie because I was right on the seawall there, and I like to watch the water, and it was nice. Anyway, I got one more video that we have queued up there, and I want my operator to show it so that we can maybe have a little input and talk about it. So, operator, if you have the DVD queued up, you can go on and show it. If you're there, doesn't seem like she's there. She's probably not hearing me. All right, we're going to continue with our program. We take some calls again. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Haynes.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I am okay.
You okay?
Yes, I'm okay. My question to you is, what's sunflower seeds good for her?
Sunflower seeds. First of all, it's a great snack.
Okay.
Secondly, it has minerals inside
Okay.
that are good for you.
All right.
right? I was looking for my operator just now to show the thing, and she was busy, right? Yes, and thirdly, it has oil, the good oil that can nurture your body.
Okay.
You know, there's an oil that they made called sunflower oil.
Yes.
It comes from the sunflower seed.
Okay. So that's good to cook with.
Well, if you the sunflower oil, it's not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. You can use it, but I normally suggest that you don't use a lot of oil.
Okay. Well, I try to cut down on my oil a lot. Okay, doctor.
5 minutes? Okay. My operator is telling me I can take 5 minutes. Yes. So you can use it as a snack. You there?
Yes, doctor.
The seeds we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes, it has good minerals inside,
Okay.
and you can use the sunflower oil, you know, to cook with, but you don't have to cook with a lot of oil.
Okay, so if you're using the seed by itself, because my sister sent a whole set of seeds, so I want to know if you use it, how much could you eat?
Well, let me tell you what I used to do. When I get sunflower seeds, I put them with other nuts and so on. I eat them as much as I can.
Okay, all right.
It wouldn't hurt you.
Oh.
Don't eat the whole bag, but you know, at once. But eat and enjoy it. It's a very good healthy seed.
Okay, and another question. If when you're craving for things, okay, for me it's rice, like the plain white rice and ice. I crave a lot for it.
Raw rice. Raw one or cook one?
Cook one.
Cook one.
Yes.
But normally when you have a craving, it means that your body is deficient of the content of what you're craving for.
Oh, but I eat rice every day, doctor.
Because you like it.
Like I grew up so far, I would have a meal of rice when the day comes.
I don't. What's your body size?
Oh gosh, well, I put on some serious weight right now.
Cut down the rice. I ask you that because I suspect that if you eat a lot of starches, you're going to put on weight. And white rice has a lot of starch.
Okay.
Right? If you want to eat the white rice, when you cook it, strain it out. Strain out as much as you can.
It's not, I mean, like white as in white, the plain rice. I cook brown rice. But this plain rice, like I just...
You don't want no stew, just the rice.
Yes,
You don't put no butter, nothing on it?
Nothing.
Nothing, just rice.
I would eat my lunch, and later on,
You gotta have some rice.
would eat a little snack.
There's a deficiency in your body,
Okay.
and you're craving for that. Your body is requesting it. You know, rice has some B inside, some B. Maybe if you use a B complex, it might help you to have the urges reduce.
Okay, well, I'm using some B complex right now.
Yeah, get some B complex in your body, and it will help you to reduce the craving.
Okay, but what about this ice that I'm crushing?
If you're using the ice,
Even if I drink ice water, cold water, I've got to crush this ice. I don't know why.
you shouldn't drink cold water, and you shouldn't use cold things.
Okay.
You're going to destroy your stomach.
I'm 50 now.
50.
Yeah.
Maybe you're trying to cool down something. What about menopause?
Maybe I guess, but this is long before that.
Okay, then it's a craving because you have a desire. You're trying to fill a void, right? I would suggest
Yeah.
that you reduce somehow your consumption of the ice,
Okay.
and you strain your rice,
Okay.
right? And it's not good to drink cold or eat cold things, nor hot things.
Okay.
Body temperature, best.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you so much, doctor.
You're welcome. All right, my operator has another video that she wants to show. So I'm going to ask her to cue it up and show it so that we can see what it's about.
Everything you see here is plastic. See? Plastic fish. You can't. This is what they're giving to people. Red snapper.
People are eating.
This what I noticed it with the eyes. Then I said, this is not how fish look like. So I'm a chef. I know what I'm talking about.
People beware.
This is video the store. This is what I give you.
Joe's Market. They selling plastic fish. Joe's Market. Plastic fish. This is what they're giving people. Plastic fish.
Oh.
Joe's Market.
Plastic.
Joe's red snapper. Plastic fish. This is what people are eating. Plastic fish from this place. Red snapper. Everyone beware that this place is selling plastic fish. Beware of the fish that you eat it. This is what we're consuming. I called them. Yeah, I called. Beware, plastic fish. This is the type of food that the type of fish that they're giving people. This is the type of fish that we're eating in this place. Plastic fish, red snapper.
I bought this fish for $21.
Beware. Be careful.
What they're giving to people.
God, this is the type, this is what we're eating.
Yeah,
plastic fish.
I watched this online. I was like, it's not real until this day.
Beware. Be very careful with
Plastic
the food
fish.
you're eating.
What are you people eating in
Oh,
this store?
God. Joe's Market. Jesus. No wonder why there's so many disease, sickness.
Look at the eyes.
Look at this.
Plastic
Is this,
eyes,
is
like.
this fish? Is this
All the way from somewhere send it to America. This a country of all people.
This is what we're eating.
Country of all people.
Huh. I can't believe this.
Look at the people that are saying, I'm going to take this as an evidence. I might have to look for it.
Is there a way you give money back for the fish? Can you give money back for the fish? All that between you guys, so.
The manager, he's in the back. He should be in the back. Last time I saw him, he was in the back.
So we have to make sure that he gets it.
You have to get our money
If he's
back.
gonna get it, then that's we're done.
I saw him go to the back. I don't know where he went.
Follow the paperwork. It says you probably want to call New York PD and talk with them. But for his concern, he just wanted his
What is
money
here?
back.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
There's a price.
All right, sir. So
The money is not the thing. The money is not the thing. That's why I want the government to understand. I don't care about the money. I know they're going to give me my money
all right,
back.
do me a favor. Just get the money back.
Yeah.
Y'all, they already told you what to do.
Yeah.
Let's just get the money and let's
Yeah,
get out of here.
I got you.
You already got your evidence and stuff. Are you?
131. He's back there. Manager's there.
Yeah, man.
How can you sell? This is the second time. How can you sell fake fish, plastic fish in this
I don't
place?
have to.
How can people eat
If
this
he's got
type
to
of
come
fish?
here, I don't have to go there. I don't have to. I pay for it here. He has to come here.
This is
I don't
very
have to.
bad. People eating plastic fish. It's
It's
red
a plastic
snapper.
fish.
My God, I hear about this on YouTube. I'll never think that this will
That's what they're
actually
selling
happen.
to you people. You can't
This is the type of
can't
fish
cut
that we're
it.
eating.
Can you cut this? Oh, you can't cut it. It's plastic fish.
This is why
Oh.
people are sick.
If you just buy
This is
it,
why
better take
people
it
are
back.
sick. Plastic fish.
Yeah, I'm telling
They're
you.
up in here selling plastic fish.
Plastic fish.
It's
given
not
to people.
regulated.
Life.
This is a
They don't-
violation.
They don't value life.
This
no
is a
more.
violation.
Can I get my money,
How can you sell plastic fish? Violation. We have to report this to FDA. This has to be reported to FDA. Plastic fish up in this place, Joe's Market. How can you be eating plastic fish? How can you be selling plastic fish? This place here, this is what they're selling. Plastic fish, red snapper. Here, plastic. How can people eat this? How can people eat this? Look at what people are eating. Plastic fish. I would never even imagine. Never. This is why people are having disease, sickness, because of this. Nah. This have to be reported. Plastic, how can people be eating plastic fish? Plastic paper, and people are buying it and eating it. Eating plastic fish. How can this happen? This is ridiculous.
You come from market. You cannot make any fish.
When the government understand you, then you will call the market.
Everything.
Okay, can I get my money now, please?
You selling.
Yeah, no problem. Can I get my money?
But you give you money back whatever you want.
Okay, that's.
Okay,
I want my money.
But I give you money back. Don't know it. If you don't want it, but you know, you'll give you money back if you don't like it. Any problem? You solve no problem anything.
Take the video.
But I have the video.
Your edification, all right? I know that's not here, that's not in Ghana, but keep on the lookout because I don't know where we're heading with all this stuff. But not in Ghana, that is not here, at least not that particular one, but keep your eyes out. Be more conscious of what you buy. Make sure that it's the right thing, make sure that it's good for you, you know? Start thinking seriously. When you spend your money or you're putting things in your stomach, make sure it's what your stomach needs, all right? Thank you for participating. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the beautiful evening. Dr. saying good night. God bless you. Continue looking. See you next time. So long.